Western media has fabricated a lot of alternative Chinese leaders in the past, mostly useful dissidents and little helpers to the Western cause, morally and politically. But forget for a moment His Holiness the Dalai Lama, nude artist Ai Weiwei, blind lawyer Chen Guangcheng, and activist Liu Xiaobo, and welcome China's new, most powerful leader, after its real leader and the country's president Xi Jinping, of course, the teenage hero Joshua Wong Chi-fung. If this sounds like dream fabric, that's because it was carefully designed that way. A quote from Fortune magazine: "The 18-year-old Wong doesn't look like Hollywood's idea of a charismatic rebel leader, but he doesn't have to, as a recent opinion piece by Alex Lowe in the South China Morning Post suggests. It's like trying to demonstrate that the 14th Dalai Lama is not an eternal, reincarnated bodhisattva. We can't prove a negative. We can't possibly show that Joshua Wong is not a global leader after Fortune magazine and the entire Western media made him out to be the one. The number 10 in the world, to be precise, only 4 slots behind Taylor Swift, the blessed and flawless singer of Call Me Maybe. It gets better. But first, don't get me wrong on this. It's all gold for Joshua. Other Hong Kong people worked and organized equally hard, but Joshua was chosen to personify the umbrella movement. Yes, we are talking about in the Western history books. Still, if it looks like Western make-believe, it probably is Western make-believe. Fortune magazine has this to say: "His non-violent protests, message and energetic idealism galvanized crowds that, over months, numbered in the hundreds of thousands. It makes the young man appear to be the spiritual leader of hundreds of thousands, doesn't it?" Well, he clearly wasn't, says Alex Lowe. Most self-respected university students in Hong Kong who participated in the protest, if they believe in self-determination, would probably resent the idea of being put into the brackets of an superimposed, manufactured Western personality cult. Or wouldn't they? But that's all irrelevant now, because the Western media wants Joshua Wong to be the leader of that movement, and desperately so. You could well see this episode coming in previous reports from The Economist magazine and New York Times, among many. Here is why. Some top-tier China watchers and Western propagandists, the likes of Gady Shady Epstein, Chris Buckfast Buckley, and Michael the Knife Forsyth, and so on, probably decided that this Joshua is epic material. We hold him up there against evil China and the Communist Party. They, like most key journalists in foreign countries that are considered the ideological and cultural enemy of the United States, mostly coordinate their output. Which reminds me of a recent popcorn movie, Exodus, Gods and Kings, in which director Ridley Scott and his writers decided to have our Lord speak through a boy angel, Malak, who ordered Moses to lead God's favorite people, the Jews, out of Egypt. The name and moniker Joshua, which Wong Chi-fung goes by in Western media, need I say this, is borrowed from the book of Joshua of the Hebrew Bible, where Joshua, a former spy for Israel, eventually became the leader of the tribe. So, there you have it. Perfect storytelling. The news of the coming of a new leader, or angel, or God's messenger, known to Christians as the Trinity, quickly trickled down to second and third tier media organizations. No investigation, no fact-checking, just mindless repetition. I know, because I see the same stories translated and paraphrased by the so-called China experts over and over again all over the world. And if some commentators complain about the obvious propaganda, naturally they just add to its free publicity. This drama of reliving the exodus of our ideological enemies over and over again is, I claim, brought to near perfection in the West. We call it creativity, a divine inspiration, and often blame Asia for the lack of it. To be sure, it makes the West unpredictable to foreign governments, yet the unpredictability obviously has system. You look at Da Vinci's Mona Lisa and ask, why him? Or Van Gogh's sunflowers and go, really? From Jesus Christ, I am the King of Jews and the Son of God, to modern saviors like Barack Obama, Steve Jobs, or Mark Zuckerberg. It's all irresponsible idol worship designed to disrupt the lives of as many people as possible. You have to admire Western boldness, but seriously, in this case, scholarship has a better word for it. It's imperialism. China was awarded a new global leader, molded in propaganda, superimposed by a foreign power. Joshua has been hijacked and shamelessly exploited by a Western biblical narrative and sense of mission to civilize China. And if it doesn't comply, according to the book of Exodus, the land will be visited by 10 plagues. Good times for journalism. Do not get me wrong. I'm fine with it. I'm from the West. But this formula terrifies me. Joshua leading his people away from slavery, China, and into the promised land, America. It's a universal metaphor. We can pull this trick on any other nation that we don't like. Of course, Fortune magazine is roping Hollywood into it. At the back of the stage, however, as Mr. Lowe's article reminds us, there are just lies and more deception. It proves one thing, and perhaps one thing only, that the Western media is full of shit.